You won the Cambridgeshire Professional Cup twice in fierce local derbies against Cambridge City.
Yeah.
How did you find the rivalry in the city in those days?
Oh, marvellous. You know, we used to get good gates. I mean, we were talking 6,000. I think one was 6,002 one evening. And they were always up round about the 5,000 or 6,000. So it was good. And I particularly enjoyed my games against McNally, the city centre half. I can't think of his first name.
Hugh, wasn't it? Hugh McNally?
No,
No.
I don't think it was Hugh. But McNally. McGugan, Jackie McGugan. There was a McNally, but he was Jackie McGugan. Oh, I used to love those battles.
And did you come out on top more often than not?
I would say so. Jack might not.
Roy Kirk resigned as manager in October 1966, and general opinion seems to be that he was too nice a guy for the job, having previously been a player alongside the men he was managing. Is that fair?
Well, I wasn't there when he was playing with some of those men, but I would have said no, he was quite a tough guy. His attitude was to win at all costs, which is fair enough. But I found the training very good, very strong, and I felt, to be honest, you know, we lost at Nuneaton 1-0 at Nuneaton, and I think he knew he was going to be for the job.
Right.
And we had a very good night that night with all the players.
Okay.
But I found him very fair, but straight.
You can't ask for any more than that, can you? And how did you react to his successor, Bill Levers?
Like any new boss, you have to see your time through, see what it's like in the early stages. And I was quite prepared to keep an open mind, but I did have some injuries, and therefore I didn't play a great deal under him.
Right.
And then he gave me 3 games over an Easter period, and you know, in those days the Easter time pitches were very hard, very bumpy.
Yeah.
And you know, the weather could be quite nice as well. And because I wasn't ultra fit that season and confidence low, probably didn't perform at my best, and therefore he let me go. I was a bit disappointed.
Yeah, I'm sure he must have been. How do you reflect now on your time at the Abbey, and what memories do you have of your teammates and the supporters?
Well, the supporters are brilliant. I mean, I have to say the ones at the Corona end, as it was then called, are absolutely unbelievable supporters. And yeah, I did regret leaving because it was a nice, friendly club. And but then from there, I went to Wimbledon and set up a similar relationship with the supporters there, because I suppose they knew that I was going to give 110% whenever I played.
Sure.
If I was at my top form, that they would see that.
Yeah, and fans always like to see a player give an effort, don't they?
You know, you can have bad games, but that doesn't stop you having to make the effort on trying to
No, of course not.
turn it round.
Did you ever find yourself playing against United after you'd left?
No, I don't think I did ever play against them. I might have had one game for Wimbledon against them. I can't really recall what happened. I think we got beaten by United, but I think I did come up for one game, if I recall.
So, after leaving in 1968, as you've just said, you played for Wimbledon and became one of 15 new signings by the new Cambridge City manager, Tommy Bickerstaff.
And that was after the Wimbledon, yes.
Yeah.
Tommy Bickerstaff, yeah.
And what was that like on the other side of town?
Strange. I have to say it was strange. Not as well supported as United, but nevertheless, you know, whatever club I was going to sign for, I enjoyed playing with. But I don't think there'd be any other club, or out of all the clubs I could pick out of QPR, Watford, Cambridge United, Wimbledon. I would say Cambridge United was the most fun and the most relaxing, period of time for me.
Okay, after that, you played for Worcester,
Yes, I did.
Bedford,
Yes.
and in fact you were saying that after you scored a hat-trick at Bedford they wanted to sign you.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, can you say any more about that?
Well, they just made an approach, especially when I was coming away from Worcester. They said, and by that time I was carrying a bit more weight, and it was getting harder and harder, and you only trained 2 nights a week, rather than full-time training. I always excelled when you did it every day. I mean,
Sure.
that was good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was finding it difficult, and I did sign for them, and scored a couple of goals. But once my sort of what I call golden period was over, I will give every effort, but I wasn't quite the goal scorer that I used to be.
And you also played for Ely after that as well?
Can't
Maybe not.
remember.
You can't remember
I
playing for
might
Ely?
have done. I
Okay.
might have done. But I know I went into selling when I came out of football, and I did coach Cambridge University Press for a little while.
Okay.
Took their training sessions and just give them a bit of coaching. But yeah, perhaps I did play for it.
Okay.
I'm now 70,
Well, and a very young looking one we might add. And fit obviously too, playing real tennis. Okay Peter, you've got your teams there. What would your dream team of players be in the time that you played at the Abbey, your era?
In goal, Rodney Slack. Right back, Bill Tedds. Left back, Derek Finch. Right half, Jackie Skur. Centre half, Bill Kelly. Left half, Billy Welsh. Right wing, Billy Day. Inside right, Alan O'Neill. Centre forward, John Turley. Inside left, Graham Atkinson. And of course myself, outside left, Hobbs,
Of course.
Peter Hobbs.
Of course. And okay, that's great. And then going on to your all-time Cambridge United dream team, what would that be?
Lionel Perez in goal. Right back, Bill Tedds. Left back, Ian Measham. Right half, Steve Fallon. Centre half, Terry Eads. Left half, Paul Wanless. Right wing, Lee Philpott. I have to move him because Peter Hobbs on the left wing. Alan Biley inside left. Dion Dublin centre forward.
Okay, and the final one?
And the final one is John Taylor inside left, inside right.
Sounds like a team to beat all comers.
Be a fairly formidable team. A formidable
So,
team.
got some goals in it.
Certainly has.
Okay. Okay, well, is there anything else that springs to mind that we haven't
I'm
covered?
very privileged that you've come along and asked these questions, and it's great to meet up with people like yourselves who are so entrenched in the club and keep the club going, because it needs people like you and the supporters they currently have. And I still get recognised occasionally in town where there's an old boy say, "Did you used to play for Cambridge?" I say, "Yeah."
Oh, brilliant.
So,
Brilliant.
Oh, well, thanks very
That's
much
great.
indeed
you're
for that,
more than
Peter.
welcome.
That's,
You're more than
Thank you very much, Peter.
You're welcome.
Thank
It's a
you.
pleasure.